Nice.
Man.
Did we mention it was called Liquid? I don't know if we ever mentioned the name. Okay.
That's what I said.
You said it
Cool.
briefly.
Yeah.
Okay. Today, as of recording, is the embargo for the Pixel 10 Pro Fold, which you definitely forgot did not already come out. Yeah, I saw you recording B-roll for this, and I was like, why are you doing this so late? And then I remembered that they weren't shipping it till October.
Yeah.
So that we'll do thoughts on that, and then I also have the Pixel Buds 2a, which I've been using for a couple days and have some thoughts on. So
Awesome. Well, I guess, let's start with the phone. So, folding phone, several generations into now having a folding Pixel. The main improvements with the 10 Pro Fold are the new gearless hinge. It's much thinner and smaller, so the bezel of the primary display gets pretty close to the same distance all the way around now. It also is this nice, like, not thick, what's the word? It's like a heavy feeling, smooth action.
Premium.
I think it's nice. It feels nice. So it's a good hinge. And then Tensor 5 and Pixel Snap, and that's basically all that's new. And IP68 thanks to the hinge.
yeah,
Outside of that,
and it's blue.
oh yeah, new colors.
Yeah.
But then it's basically the same thing. And so it got me thinking, like, I've really liked this phone and I've used it for a while and I like a folding Pixel. But the more I've thought about it, because it hasn't really changed very much in any direction since it started like coming out, the more I've realized that the idea of a Pixel and the idea of a foldable are the opposite ends of the smartphone spectrum. Like, on one end is the Pixel, which is not the highest end specs, not the most powerful chip, not the craziest hardware or the fastest charging or the biggest cameras or whatever, but a ton of clever software, post-processing, AI, Google magic. And everyday people will appreciate that, and it's usually a pretty good deal. On the other end of the spectrum is folding phones, which are $1,500 to $2,000, which are crazy, like premium, ultra thin builds, trying to have like the most maxed out hardware, literal folding screen on the inside. And that's not really a good deal. That's a very niche thing. And so somewhere in the middle, there's a customer like me who's like, I want a Pixel because I like the Google software stuff, and I want a folding phone because I want to like max out my productivity. But for $2,000, there are way better folding phones than this, so it's super hard to recommend this as a Pixel or as a folding phone. It's just a very, very, very slender group of people that I think will actually be cool with spending $1,800 on a Pixel 10 Pro Fold.
I guess it has to be like you want the folding phone and you really want the Pixel software.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this one doesn't have the best cameras. It's essentially the same cameras as the last generation. It's triple cameras, but it is not as good as the flagship. It's not as thin or light. So you put this up against like the Honor or the Samsung Z Fold 7, for example, and it becomes kind of an obvious chunker. Like this is a chunk of a folding phone. So that's kind of a bummer for it. The battery life turned out to be really good while I used it, so I loved that. It has adaptive battery on by default, but I was getting like 6 hours of screen on time, using it closed a lot, but still pretty good. But yeah, that's not the fastest charging thing in the world, not the best hardware in the world. So I just, it's just because I like the Pixel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when they briefed us on it, they showed us how it had Pixel Snap and how you could have it on the wireless charger while it was open.
Yeah.
And it just sort of sagged a little bit.
I was worried about that.
Yeah.
I put it on my dash to drive with it closed, and it's heavy, but it stayed. Yeah. And it was fine. But yeah, if you try to put it on a Pixel Snap open, it will sag.
Which is a bummer because I feel like when you're driving, being able to have the map huge on your dash would be really nice, but
yeah,
not quite there. Yeah.
Maybe if every car company just did Android Auto and CarPlay and stopped whining about it.
Yeah.
We'd never have to do that.
Yeah.
RJ.
It's what the users want, not the companies.
Did you see Joanna's interview with RJ? And when she asked that question,
I did.
She was like, "Do you still hate CarPlay?" And he like went on this whole thing about why,
about
like
Rivian, by the way.
Oh yeah, Rivian, RJ, and he goes on about why CarPlay feels like CarPlay and Rivian feels like Rivian. And Joanna the whole time is just like, "You're just lining me up for this." And then he finishes his explanation. She goes, "So CarPlay Ultra you're gonna do, right?" And he was like, "No."
Yeah, it was. I listened to it. It was literally, she asked about CarPlay, and one by one he started going down a list of all the reasons why CarPlay is bad, and every single one of those reasons was an exact perfect setup for CarPlay Ultra. He was like, well, there's switching back and forth between CarPlay and your car software is kind of annoying. And then CarPlay, even when you're navigating somewhere, like doesn't know your status of your car and like how much battery you have left. And he just goes down the bullet point list one by one. And I'm like, she's definitely going to ask about CarPlay Ultra.
Wait, what is CarPlay Ultra again?